Okay, up above we've got a road, and here is some mud, and uh-oh, you're in your car, traveling on the road, about to hit the mud. So what happens when your car enters the mud? Well, it's gonna slow down. So you're traveling along, here you go, and bam, first you hit the mud with this wheel only. So that wheel slows down before the rest of the car. It's kind of interesting though. What happens if one half of the car slows, but the other half keeps going at the same speed? Well, your car is going to turn. And so this wheel here kind of acts like a pivot point. It moves around a smaller circle, and this one's going to move around a bigger circle. So the right half here kind of swings around. And it keeps swinging. And now finally the other wheel enters the mud. So these two tires have the same speed. And then they just go in a straight line. So what happened? Well, we entered along this first angle, and when we slowed down, we turned. And the reason was because half of the car slowed before the other half slowed down. The same exact thing happens to light. When these wave fronts come in, half of the wave fronts slow down, and so these other waves that are kind of traveling alongside, they keep on going, and they're moving at this faster speed. And they don't slow down till a little bit later, so they kind of catch up. And the whole thing turns as a result. Now, wavefronts, we're used to thinking of wavefronts as where the compressions are, right? These lines here show where the compressions of air are, and this is like a tuning fork. But we're going to think of them instead as where the crests of the electromagnetic wave is. So the wavefronts now, they represent the crests of those electromagnetic waves. We see we have some first direction, and then we turn. And likewise here, we come in on some first angle, and then we turn. That is called refraction, and it happens because light slows down when it goes from air to water. Now, this refraction is something that you might be familiar with. If you have a water bottle and you stick your straw into it, the straw looks bent. And we can see it a little more clearly with this. This is a kind of like a half petri dish kind of thing. And there's water inside, and this is a laser light. And look at what's happening. The laser is coming in at one angle, and then it bends. See that? And as he turns it, moves it, you can see that laser. We can see that laser light bending as it passes into, right here, when it enters the water, it bends. So it's pretty cool. This is called refraction.